All right, guys, so I really had to make this video about 3D circumstances. And when you were trying to manifest something and you already did the affirmation, you did the little technique or whatever, but you're wondering, okay, so how do I interact with the 3D world, right? Especially for you guys who are broke, but you're trying to be financially free. You have to interact all the time with the paycheck to paycheck situation. You always have to interact with your bank account, you know, never even reaching more than 3 digits, okay? And for the SP people, I mean, don't get me started. A lot of you guys work with the SP. A lot of you guys have an SP who has you blocked on all platforms. So how do you interact with this? Okay, so I have an analogy for you, okay? Whenever you pay rent, okay, and hopefully some of you guys know what that feels like, okay? But even if you don't, the analogy is still understandable for anybody. Typically when you pay rent, they have like a little application, especially if it's like, I've been living in apartments basically my whole life, so you'll pay your rent through like an application online, right? Just like if you're paying for something on Spotify subscription or something like that. It's the same way that you pay for your rent, right? Or at least from what I've seen, the majority of people. Whenever you pay your rent, you just put the money in and then you leave the website. That's it. Then you go about your day, right? That's the way that I want you to treat the 3D. That's the way that I want you to go to work whenever you see your SP. That's how I want you to treat the whole scenario. The whole scenario, excuse me. Now, what do I mean? Well, think about it. Whenever you are paying your rent, you don't stay on that website after you paid your rent, right? I mean, if anything, you're like, I don't want to see how much I still owe. I just, gonna pay my rent. I'm gonna go back to doing what I'm doing. Whew, I'm glad I got that over with, right? So, in other words, why are you paying your rent? You're paying your rent because you need to survive. You need to have a roof over your head, right? But it's not like you're going on the website of the rent application and you're like, oh, okay, well, I want to look at the nice happy faces of the other people on the website who look like they're so happy, but really all my neighbors look like they haven't even taken a shower since the 1980s, right? So I don't know where the fuck they got that advertisement. You're not looking at that shit. Like, how many of you guys go on the fucking website of your paying your rent and you're looking at I like the logo, I really like it. Who gives a fuck? Fuck these assholes, they're taking all our money, right? Well, that's what I'm talking about, is as long as you are seeing something in 3D that you don't like, that's the way I want you to treat it. You do what you gotta do, you go do your work. Don't talk to anybody unless you have to. Be polite, be cordial, don't be an asshole, but you don't have to fucking engage with your SP, okay? Until they engage with you. And even then, if you engage with them, just be warned that when you try to manipulate it, I'm going to talk to them to see if I can get them to like me. If it doesn't feel natural, I'm telling you guys, you are risking manipulating the 3D, aka when the 3D sees that you're trying to manipulate it, it means that, oh, you're trying to do something to get. Therefore, whenever you're trying to do something to get, you are admitting to the reality that you don't have it. Okay, so it's just so much more simpler. And by the way, this is where a lot of people say, well, should I text my SP if I'm blocked? Should I try to go to their house? Look, it's not a yes or no answer, but the problem is the majority of people, when they try to text their ex, they're doing it from the wrong state of lack. So if you're not sure, it's best not to do it at all, to not risk any more further delays, okay? But yeah, if you work with them, do your work. Focus on your work. If you share custody with them, do what you got to do, and then leave it at that. But like I said, don't linger there. And you could even, like, for example, I've had a couple of SPs at work where I've gotten rejected before, and then they end up, choosing me later on. And one of the things that always helped is when I was around them, I would just have like this cocky, arrogant attitude, like almost like a little laughter to myself, like, I already know what's about to happen. I already know how this fucking movie ends, right? It's like you're laughing, right? It's like when people watch Infinity War, like everybody's like, oh my gosh, Black Panther. Oh wow, they're gonna kick Thanos' ass, and then you're laughing, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Good luck with that, buddy boy. So it's like that. You already know the ending to the fucking movie, okay? So that's the way I would approach it, right? Is paying your rent. Now, of course, there's a lot of other analogies, but it's the reason why I chose the paying your rent analogy is because a lot of people think that like whenever a coach says to deny the 3D, that it means sort of like, okay, you don't have to talk to anybody, you can be kind of like alone, you can be like a stoic, and you get to be like the mysterious guy and all this shit. Like, look, it's a little bit deeper than that, okay? It's not so much about like you try to ignore reality, but you just simply don't accept it as your main reality. You're not, okay, like for example, if you are you know, borrowing somebody's charger, okay, yeah, you're using it, but it's not like you have the right to you know, oh, you know, I'm gonna look at the cord, and oh, the material seems all good or whatever. No, it's not yours. So I mean, you're using it for what you have to do, but once you are done using it, you give it back to the owner, right? And that's the same thing with the 3D. Is like, you don't have to take ownership of it anymore. Do what you have to do. If you're hungry, obviously get some food, okay? Ignoring the 3D does not mean, oh, well, this fucking sandwich, I mean, my stomach feels really hungry right now, but Neil Arthur says that I'm not the mind of the body, so my hunger is no longer mine. I get to just eat the state of the wish fulfilled. I feel dehydrated right now, but I know I'm full in my 4D. No, fuck that shit. Okay, stop being an idiot. Okay, you know what we mean. We mean anything that you, because I'm pretty sure you want to fucking eat. Okay, you need your hash browns. You need your protein, right? But I'm talking about the fucking things that you don't want. If you don't want to fucking eat, okay, then stop. Ignore the food, and it'll stop coming to you. You will not have to eat ever again because you will die. But if you don't want your SP to treat you like that, if you don't want your SP to be acting so indifferent, then don't take ownership of that version of them in your reality. That's it. That's it. If they come up to you, if you bump into them, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. I mean, you can say, hi, how are you? You know what I'm saying? But you don't blow up their phone from the state of lack of, you know, I'm going to see if I can get them. Now, look, have people manifested by blowing up their phone, by chasing, so to speak? Yes. But again, guys, it's just, I can't just automatically tell you do this, do that without talking to you guys. So if you guys have any questions about your situation, handling the 3D, or anything about manifestation for that matter, the links are in the description down below. I would love to work with you. Okay, and also join the channel membership because you get discounts to all the consultations. I love you guys. Take care.